Hello, I'm the Cartoon Gentleman, bringing you Organized Chaos. And today, we're going to be continuing our Transformers Prime Sequence of Marathon! The Darkness Rising, Part 2. So, without further ado, let's get going! The episode begins where the previous one left off. Unicron doing his best impression of Agent Smith from Matrix, and ganging up on Optimus 100-1. But unfortunately, Optimus doesn't have quite the one powers, so he ends up getting overwhelmed by so many different Unicrons. But thankfully, his allies come to save the day, and he is not really grateful that they did. Look, you may not be the one Optimus, but you're still kind of vitally important to the survival of the species. I think accepting a little bit of help from your underlings is well appreciated. So, Optimus and the other Autobots just try to make their way out of the canyon and get as far away from Unicron as possible. But unfortunately, going back to base could only shield Optimus for so long, so they had to figure out another way to silence the beast. But unfortunately, Unicron is the equivalent of Satan in this universe, so he doesn't quite play fair. Case in point. This does bring up a very interesting question that I have. Hey, Satan.
Yo.
How come devils and bosses like devils seem to always think that growing super size is going to adversely affect the terrain at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, you see, size does give more of an intimidation value, and it just looks so much more cooler to have the little guy take down the giant.
So what you're saying is,
it's all just a show.
Ah, okay, so that's why you do it.
Yeah, it's just sort of the David and Goliath thing, you know?
Yep, the first recorded critical hit in history.
I think the first recorded critical hit, though, would definitely be Moses.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just glad George Jeffrey Anderson isn't here to debate that.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I realize I fucked up on that one. I should get going before he shows up.
Yeah, you might want to. In fact, I might want to. So after Unicron tries to defeat Optimus yet again, they get saved by an unexpected savior, Megatron, who performs the ultimate game hack somehow by having the blood of Unicron coursing through his vein, empowering himself. And so he decides to, instead of hurting Optimus, helps him out, saying that the only way that they're going to be able to defeat Unicron is together. And Megatron is quite uncharismatically honest about his intentions, saying that the only reason he wants to save the Earth is so he can conquer it later. Which is both funny, but kind of weird.
Well, how is it weird?
Well, it's just that I'm not used to a Decepticon being honest.
Well, is it out of character?
Nope, so I'll allow it. Well, Megatron seems to have a pretty sound plan. The only way to defeat Unicron is with the Matrix of Leadership, carried within Optimus. Now, to anyone who knows Transformers lore, the Matrix of Leadership was the only thing that could defeat Unicron in the original series. So the fact that Optimus has it in his chest now shows that the series was planning on doing this from the start. Though they could have made a point to reference the Matrix earlier on in the season. But considering that this is Unicron that they're going up against, I'll let it slide. But wait, I hear you ask, Optimus has everything he needs to defeat Unicron, so why does he need Megatron? Well, I'll tell you. Megatron is the only one who seems to know the basic biology of a Transformer and is able to lead Optimus and the crew to his very spark chamber, the heart of his darkness. Optimus is pretty reluctant, but they don't really have much time to think as Unicron begins another attack, sending out another giant version of himself to attack him. Megatron says he'll hold him off while they deliberate, and so Optimus and the other Autobots go back to base in order to figure out what their plan is, which their plan seems to be the philosophy of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, which is still kind of weird when you think about it. That's an odd saying. So as Megatron is proceeding to make Han Solo look like a little bitch by outrunning not one, not two, but 3 giant Unicron clones, Optimus agrees to allow him into the base in order to supply coordinates in order to bring them, as well as the others, to the very heart of Unicron. So, while Megatron's busy doing that, Optimus slips Jack some sort of weird key thing, which Optimus is saying is the key to the ground bridge power supply, saying that he's seemed worthy to guard a most important device. But wait, why would Optimus be giving Jack this all-important device? Commando, could you let me know what about Optimus's words ring true?
Let's see. The survey says... What he's saying is bullshit.
Well, if it's not the ground bridge power supply, then what exactly is it? We'll figure that out later. And as the Autobots and Megatron make their way inside of Unicron, Megatron gives a word of warning that there's no point in letting them know when Unicron's going to be alert to their presence, because he already is. And that was One Shall Rise Part 3, and we're almost at the end of this marathon. One more episode and we'll finally figure out what exactly happens to Unicron, Optimus, and Megatron at the end of all this. And if you haven't pieced it together by now, just go back to your Bayformers. Seriously, just go. I'm the Cartoon Gentleman, I brought you organized chaos, and I'm going home. Wait, aren't I already home?